I am thrilled to introduce everyone to Christopher Edmond. Chris is part of the Ready Chicago program. Oh, you're gonna clap. Ready introduced Christopher to HHPLIFT, and that is how I met Chris and invited him to be here tonight. So let me just tell you about these two organizations and how they work together to make a big difference here in Chicago. Ready Chicago, and that's READI. Ready Chicago is a gun violence intervention outreach program. Ready's goal is to help men in the highest risk neighborhoods by engaging with them in supported job and cognitive behavioral programming. Through Ready, Chris is currently part of HHPLIFT's LiftWorks program. There will be a quiz at the end. This is in the program about Lift. LiftWorks program creates quality jobs for the people who are affected by gun violence, poverty, and other barriers to employment. When first talking about tonight's theme, Burden of Destiny, with Chris, his connection to it was immediate, and he said, "My burden is my past." His past continues to make finding a job seem impossible. There have been many times Chris wanted to give up and return to the streets, but he's sticking with it. He's here tonight because he has a story to tell us, and we welcome you. Come up.
Thank you. My name is Christopher Edmond, and I would like to take the time to say thank you all for coming here. Everybody made it on time, so that is a plus. Big shoulders, and now we are talking about Burden of Destiny. Again, today is August 12th, and today is actually a big day for me, you know. I've been looking forward to this day to speak to some people that I don't know about, to let you guys know this is my first time being in front of a lot of people speaking. It's not the easiest, and it's really not too hard neither, so hopefully I can hopefully I can encourage some more people, you know, to do these things. But okay, I'll start. My destiny. I was a first-time felon. At the peak of my life, I was arrested, incarcerated for 4 years. I remember looking around in jail, recognizing the people around me in that jail. It felt familiar, but I had never been here before. I had this feeling of deja vu. I wasn't supposed to be here, yet it felt like jail was definitely my destiny. Like it was supposed to happen, that this was unavoidable, inevitable, that I would follow in my father's footsteps, a father that I barely knew and barely saw growing up. My mom had tried to stop me from following my dad. She kept me away from my dad, who was locked up majority of my life. I asked him recently, "How long have you been arrested?" And he asked me a question right back. He said, "How old are you?" Exactly. That was my response, you know what I'm saying? So, my mom, I guess she felt it or had the intuition that I was too much like my dad, and I felt that growing up, but I didn't understand it at the time, and she did a great job. So the mistakes that I have made, those are mistakes that I have followed on my own conclusion and not taking the lessons that my mom was trying to give me, you guys, okay? So I didn't get in trouble until after I graduated from high school, and me and my mom had sat down and we talked, and I told her that I was gonna move out her house when I was 18 years old. I thought I was ready before I even got to 18. I told her, when I turn 18, you ain't gotta put me out, Mom. Guess what? I'm gonna move out. I wasn't ready for that. And then, after that, a lot of trouble found me. Maybe the generation pull was too strong to fight, but I did fight it. I was on the right path to a future that I wanted and was working for. I went to college. I was going to Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, Illinois. I did not see this as my path to end up in jail while I was there, but situation had happened. When I think about it, here's the irony. I had only seen prison for myself once or twice, and that was going to go visit my dad while he was there. And I remember thinking when I first got to school, this dorm, this campus, feels like something I've seen before. Seems like prison. Sure, we had freedom, but the confined campus, having a roommate in a small place, there were curfews, check-ins, lots of rules. There was parents, but there was someone in charge who had authority over us, even if they was just a year older. My burden. I didn't know from a young age that I was already inheriting my father's pain, even though my mother tried to stop that from happening, but it happened anyways. The generational trauma was my burden to bear. I had to grow up fast, maybe too fast. From the age of 5, I started helping out with the siblings that my mother had around the house. So when my mom was looking for me, I stayed focused. I graduated high school, got into college. I was a finance major at NIU and had planned to be a financial advisor. And to make money, I'm a barber, so I love to cut hair. That's my passion. I was pretty good, still is pretty good, and still working on my craft as well. I got to college and I worked hard. I had friends. I was a role model for my stepbrother who had to come to school and study and join the school as well with me. I was doing okay and having a good time too. My roommate and I was throwing parties in our place, always free until my friends decided to charge to make some cash, and then things went sideways. It began with me getting hassled by a gun with this guy that had a gun at my party. He wanted to get into the party, I guess, for free. But I made a conscious decision to ignore the guy with the gun and the stupidity that would come moving forward. This choice came directly for what I had was learning in African American history class. I wanted to prevent becoming the black on black crime statistics. I managed to avoid the guy for a year straight until I ran into him in a club downtown DeKalb, and that was the day that he pulled his gun out and shot at me. He was bullying me and bullying other people around the campus, so he had things against me that I didn't know what it was about. He had pulled his gun out and shot at me, right? I'm thinking, what is it that I had did to you? I didn't deserve this. I don't know you at all. I didn't steal from you. I don't even know your girlfriend. So what is this about? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he knew exactly where I lived and knew a lot about me. So how could I do nothing at all? That's when I became enraged, blacked out, furious, and I got arrested for beating him. I wouldn't be alive today if I had avoided this, and now here it was. I wish I could have followed through with what I intended, to not become a statistic, to not end up where my father did. It crushed my aspirations, my inspiration. What made it worse, it scared my brothers, and to follow into my step, which is to go to school, college, and enjoy life. And he didn't want to go to class anymore. So I had wanted to protect my brother and motivate him to that we could continue, you know, studying. I wanted to be a rightful leader, but I ended up getting arrested for beating a guy. I had to explain to my mom this wasn't her doing. After this incident, the gates were open. My first felony was not my last. Reclaiming my destiny. When my son turned 5, I made a decision to prevent him from inheriting what I did from my dad. I wanted to be there for him like I wish my dad had been there for me before the memories of me in prison sticks in my mind. I wanted to make sure that my son's future was his own and that he would not bear the burden of the generation before him. Today, I'm using my background, my trade, being a barber, to take care of my family, my son. I'm working to take control of my future, even though, truth be told, my past gets in the way of me finding work, but I'm not giving up. I'm now in my son's life, He's 9. I see him every day. I coach him in wrestling, football, boxing. Um, Encourage him on different books to read. Whatever he want to do, I'm really my son's #1 fan. I encourage and motivate him to do it all. I'm a good father. I'm encouraging him to be better than me. That's his whole theme is that I'm going to be better than you. And I say, yeah, that's right. Be better than me. So the generation curse will come to an end. I found a program like Radiant Lift that has helped me come together with this transition in my mind that I need to go ahead and make and take the time that everything would be okay. That was something that I didn't understand actually coming from my mom, so I actually appreciate you guys, everybody, that believe in me and just motivated me to be on the positive side of things because truth be told, I experienced the negative side. And that side there is terrible, you guys. I wouldn't wish that on nobody at all. And I'd like to take the time to express one thing that happened when my son was 5 years old, where I had to look at things a lot different. It was on Father's Day. Father's Day, probably about 4 years ago, I got pulled over. No, I didn't get pulled over. What happened was I had a blowout. My tire blew out and the state trooper pulled up behind me. When the state trooper pulled up behind and got to approach my car, he opened my car door immediately. Now this was around the time that a lot of officers was killing people and they was getting away with it. So luckily, when I stopped, that I had my door locked and I had my son with me. They broke the window, the passenger window, to pull me outside the car, and all I kept doing was hollering was, "Please don't kill me, don't kill me." I actually, at that moment, before they actually got to breaking the window, I called the dispatch and asked them, "Do you guys have state troopers here? Let them know that I have a tow truck on the way, and my son is in the backyard. They came to my car too aggressive. Can you calm them down and let them know to wait on my tow truck?" That didn't happen. So letting my son experience that and seeing that and thought that he was able to help me, I had to figure out something. I got to make a change. And, I shouldn't have even had him in that position, but I was drinking, and that's something that I don't do. It was Father's Day, and I thought it was the time for me to take him out so that we could enjoy the Father's Day picnic with all the other fathers and their sons and kids and stuff like that. It was a decision that I made, and I'm learning to understand that life is about choices. And the choice that we make has consequences, good or bad. Thank you.